if you have a job and you decide that you don't want to leave your job, you can have a whole situation that's going on while you're just at work, everyone else stressing out. But it's like, yeah, I'm making an extra, $3,000-$5,000 because I got 3-4 Airbnbs that's going in. I'm here for the insurance.
Exactly.
So it's like, we can keep the knowledge to ourselves. And I mean, I know people like that. Like, I'm just, I'm stingy when it comes to the knowledge.
Yeah, I used to be like that. I feel
exactly.
I used to be like, I don't really want to tell you what I'm doing.
But then it's like, but why though?
Yeah. I'm thinking them wealthy thoughts, baby.
Everything about you.
What's up, everybody? It is your boy, Stephen Motivate. We're back with another Wealthy Thoughts episode with my co-host. I am
Steve James.
That's my man.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Man, I hope they doing good because today we are going to re-emphasize. I'm basically about to go off today. And I'm going to go off on people who have not started, but not just anybody who have not started. People specifically who have jobs and they've got pretty flexible jobs, a lot of autonomy. They can pretty much do what they want. And they haven't been willing to make that corporate leap. And I was on the phone this morning with a good friend of mine. Shout out to Allison. And we were talking about, her journey into entrepreneurship. But it got me thinking about another conversation that I had this last weekend when I was talking to one of our homeboys, Sean. And again, these are individuals who are doing fairly well in life. And I think there's some people out in the audience who are also doing fairly well in your jobs. But your mind and the people you're around and, whatever will not let you really accept the fact that you're actually doing well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got a good job. You've got a little cushion. You've saved a little money here. You probably got some money in your 401k. You probably got some other money over here. But you have not yet taken that corporate leap. And I don't even mean you have to leave your job fully, but I mean you haven't even explored the entrepreneurial paths that are available to you. And that's the thing that I really want to encourage folks to do, is one, recognize that, look, you're not day one in your career anymore. You're not still that college student who is, one light bill payment away from, living in darkness. Like, you have you've been successful, really. And I think it's like people don't feel like they've been successful. You know what I mean? Like, they feel like they have not really done anything yet. And so they still feel comfortable in these jobs. And look, I support having the entrepreneurial journey on the side and still keeping a job for some safety. But at the same time, it's like we've got to figure out how to leverage these jobs in a way where we can still do things in the entrepreneurial space. Because there are different things out there now, from car sharing on Turo, from house sharing with Airbnb to, sharing just any space, your garage with Peerspace, or sharing your pool with, I don't even know what that sharing service is called.
I think it's Swimly.
Swimly.
Yeah, Swimly.
But there are things you can do to scratch that entrepreneurial bone that many people have told me they have. But it's like, I'm just still nervous about something. And I get it. For people who haven't built up some of that experience, okay, it's going to be even a bigger jump for them. But that's a different type of jump. These are people who have a safety net. They've got a safety net, and they're still not making that leap they're still not really attacking these. They're still sitting on the bench. Mm-hmm. And like, what do we say to those people to say, look, you don't have to do what we're doing, which we've told you before, but you can do a little something to really scratch that entrepreneurial niche to do something outside of just your job.
Yeah. This is a tricky one, man, because, you know, we just live in a day and age now where things are just different. And you can literally make money in so many different ways. And I think that, you know, with someone that has a corporate job, you know, you have to just tell yourself, you have to make a you have to make a conscious decision to say, I want to at least get started in something different while I still have my job. So whether that's, because there's things you can do that don't allow you to have to quit your job.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Turo, for instance, you have a car when you're at work, and let's just say you have another car, but that other car that you have is sitting. That car can be making you money while you're at work.
And there are people who like live downtown next to their office
that don't even use their car.
That like ain't even using their car to get to work.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's what it is. I mean, I sometimes you just have to ask people like, why haven't you started? Because we can speculate all day long, but when you really dive into the why, then you can have a better understanding. Because even with Airbnb, getting an Airbnb, I don't even really see my Airbnbs. Like, I have the most important factor of an Airbnb is your cleaner.
Yeah.
So if someone checks in from the app, hello, so-and-so, here's the lockbox code, here's the Wi-Fi information, here's how to access the building, here's all of these things through my phone. So if I'm at work, this is how I'm responding. And you don't even have to even physically respond to them. You can set up automated messages for that to pop up as soon as someone books. So technology and systems and logistics of things is just so different that you can literally, you know, if you have a job and you decide that you don't want to leave your job, you can have a whole situation that's going on while you're just at work, everyone else stressing out, but it's like, yeah, I'm making an extra, $3,000-$5,000 because I got 3-4 Airbnbs that's going in, I'm here for the insurance.
Exactly.
So I think that is something that's the play. It's like, find something where you're hands off, you have systems in place, which there's a lot of different things that you can do. We're just mentioning Turo on Airbnb because we're heavily in that. So to have a job and to still be able to do that on the side, you're cash flowing and you're not even thinking about it. Like you go to sleep and you wake up with the booking and you go to work just smiling because now you have someone that's just booked your other property and you're at work.
Absolutely.
And I think, I honestly think that the reason why people may be hesitant on that is because they don't have the proper knowledge.
Yeah.
Or they don't know how sweet it actually is because they're not in it.
Yeah.
I have more people that need Airbnbs than I have Airbnbs. Mm. So I'm in a situation where I'm always looking for places.
Yeah.
Because the demand for it is way higher than what people may think. And I think that is kind of the disconnect where it's like, oh, I don't, like, where do I start?
Well, I think you said it best. People don't have the knowledge. Mm-hmm. And that's what this Wealthy Thoughts podcast is all about. Look, we're here sharing the knowledge. We've got the good fortune of having Steve, who's jumped into the Airbnbs for years now. You've got myself, who've been in the Turo for years now. And I think we want to help get you the knowledge because you have to get with the times. You can have, like we said, a situation going on in addition to your job. And look, if you're not already connected with us, I want you to get into our community. Look, you can text Wealthy Thoughts. Text Wealthy Thoughts to 765-234-3633, and we're going to get you connected with us in our community because you don't have the proper knowledge, you're sitting on the sidelines. And I'm talking forcefully now because I really want you to know that there's more out there for you, especially for those. We want everybody to start, but we're specifically this episode talking to those that have these jobs that are cush jobs where you're getting great benefits. You're getting great insurance. You've got a situation set up already where you've got a safety net, a literal safety net. Now you are the perfect candidate to connect with us so we can show you different plays you can make to take your money to another level, to take this entrepreneurial scratch. Because this is what bothers me. I know a lot of you have an entrepreneurial itch. Like, you're not really tapping into your full potential. You know that job ain't even, what do I want to say? They not even really using all your skills because you can be at a job and you can almost be bored with it. Like, I'm making money, but they're not even like, I'm not getting to use different parts of my brain. And that's the fun thing about entrepreneurship is once you get into it, and we talk all the time, there might be problems that you're solving or that I'm trying to solve for that's making different parts of our brain work. That's now building up that stamina in us to where like, oh yeah, I can deal with entrepreneurship because, I'm the community I'm in, the people I'm around, the situations that are coming up for me are making me think differently. And I'm getting to use different parts of my skill set where I don't have to just sit here and try to listen to some boss that I may not like, but they pay me a lot, so I deal with it, where he's not even utilizing my full potential. Like, you got to promote yourself.
Yeah.
Up level yourself.
Yeah.
And get into some of these plays that we're talking about. And the best thing about it is you got two guys here that can give you that proper knowledge.
Yeah. And just to piggyback on that, I think that it's so crucial to have cash flowing businesses. And the reason why I say that is because literally these things can supplement things that you have. So if you have an Airbnb, let's say you have a mortgage, or let's say you rent, and your rent is $1,500 on the low end. Let's just say your rent or your mortgage is $1,500. You're working, so let's just say you're working your 40 hours a week. So instead of that money going towards your bills, let's say you have another, an asset that's cash flowing for you, that can now supplement your working income for the things that you're paying for. So if you're making an extra $1,000 for your Airbnb for that month, you could put $1,000 towards your mortgage or your rent, and now you're only coming out of your work check $500.
Yep.
So now that other work check that you have, that goes towards your family. Now that goes towards your saving, where you can throw into your Robinhood account, where you're at least putting yourself in a better position than just relying on the job.
Exactly.
And I think that's the biggest play, because now you're giving yourself a definitely an advantage, because most people who work a job, they don't have any things going on the side.
Right.
Like they're just relying on the paycheck.
Just relying on. And as soon as those layoffs come, and look, we've been seeing layoffs in all over.
Yeah, all over. And as soon as that happens, it's like, man, why didn't I have anything else? So, and on top of that, this just kind of jump starts you into that entrepreneur space.
Now you know what's possible.
Yeah, because now it's like, oh, okay, well, I got one that's doing good. Let me go get another one. So now if you're making an extra 1,000 to 1,500, or even if it's just 500,
man.
Even if you're just making $500 off of something, that still is more than you're making. Even if you just go, that's your investment fund.
Yep.
Or that's for your kids' sake. Like everything is so inflated right now. Like the inflation is crazy on all spectrums. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's almost, you're doing yourself a disservice by only relying on one source of income.
Absolutely.
One source's income is too close to not having none at all.
Right. Exactly.
And that's scared. That is a scary.
Say that again.
One income is close to
not having
any at all, because you're one incident away from
that one
not
incident could wipe you out. And the thing is, we're living in a time now that it's like, okay, I could see if this was 30 years ago, like, what do you do? And there was things you could get into then, but now, to your point, you can literally run these businesses from your phone. Mm-hmm. And we've got systems and things you can connect with that you can learn from your phone, so you can get just a little bit of knowledge that you're missing to get started. And, we've got things we're planning, masterminds and groups. And look, part of the reason folks aren't doing this is because they're just not hearing it. You just don't know that it's possible. Mm-hmm. Because once you see that it's possible, it's life-changing. It's like you're going to turn up.
Yeah.
What? I don't have to. If you have a good job, first of all, if you don't have a job and you're still paying for a car just flat out, and you're not using Turo, I don't understand. But if you do have a good job and you're still paying for a car just flat out, and you're not supplementing that at all, I don't know if you've heard this, newsflash, you don't have to be doing that. Mm-hmm. You do not have to be paying for a car by yourself anymore. Yeah. That's over.
Yeah.
And look, if you go to our academy, academy.stevenmotivate.com, put Wealthy Thoughts, tap on any of the courses as it relates to Turo, put Wealthy Thoughts, and we'll give you a percentage off so you can just get the information.
Yeah.
And learn this stuff. So look, stop paying for a car. I mean, why? Yeah. You don't have to do that no more.
Cars are bad. Cars, we've said it before. It is one of the worst investments if you're not making money with it. And it's just really as simple as that. And now the ride sharing is such a game changer that everyone needs a car. So even if you decide like, oh, okay, let me just try ride sharing out. I mean, there's platforms where even if it's not Turo, you may know someone who does Instacart, that does Uber, that does Lyft, and they need a vehicle.
Need it. That's how they making their bread.
That's their job. Right. They need a vehicle to do their job.
If their car goes down, if they even have a car,
chances are I'm not going to say that, because Uber provides cars for the consumer. But the problem is, why allow price? Uber? Yeah, because Uber is going to charge you that's how it's designed. These platforms, Turo, Airbnb, they're designed to make money off of their fees.
Yeah, and we've talked about that in the past too. Like, you're getting fees from some of those apps, but some of these things that are happening in the sharing economy space, it's not because it don't make sense. Like, some of this stuff just makes sense. You're getting more value for a lower price. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you doing something that's all that crazy. It's just that you're participating now in something that people always are going to want. And we've said this over and over, but we've got to keep saying it, because I know that even though we're saying this, you're listening and you're going back and you're not doing anything. So we're going to keep saying it until the small percentage of you that will take action start to take action. The small percentage of you that will text the number start to text the number. The small percentage of you that will get the course. Because look, most people are going to talk themselves out of it. Mm-hmm. They're just, that's just what we do.
Yeah.
Or they're going to just procrastinate. Or it's like, I do believe it, but I'm still not going to do nothing. I'm still going to go turn back on Netflix and keep paying for my car every month.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to keep letting that car that's paid off just sit there and not make me no money. Mm-hmm. Because that's just what average people do.
Yeah.
But we're talking to the people that don't want to be average, that want to do something more than the average person. And all I'm saying is that it's not rocket science. Like we've said before, you've got a supply of cars, transportation, stuff that people need, and you've got it for a price that makes sense. You're going to get people to buy that. People are going to want that. Mm-hmm. And it's just it's all you have to do to participate in it is raise your hand and start to participate in that economy, in that flow of money and goods and services. It's a flow of money that you can get involved in right now. And the best part about it, you don't have to do it by yourself. We can help you.
Yeah. And just to piggyback on that, I think it's safe to say that some people may not think that they have the time for it. So even if you don't have the time, you can put yourself in a situation where you do a JV deal with somebody. Like, okay, I don't want to manage this thing, but if you can use my car, then we'll do a split share.
Yep.
There's just ways. You have to get creative with how you make your money. You know what I mean? And I think that's the biggest hurdle to get over. It's like, okay, I don't have the time to do it, but it's like, okay, we'll do a JV deal. A JV deal is a joint venture, for if I'm speaking out of term or whatever. So you have a vehicle. I have a vehicle. You're in Turo.
Yep.
And
you don't got the time.
My vehicle is idle and is sitting here collecting dust.
Yep.
And I say, hey, I got this car right here. What can we do?
Yeah.
Can I add it on your platform?
Yep.
Of course you can.
Of course.
If we live in the same state, even better. If not, then we say, okay, we can get it shipped out.
Yep.
You don't have the time to do it. Let's put some extra money in your pocket by you not doing nothing. You just having the asset.
And we're not telling you something that we're not doing. So in literal life right now,
this happens all the time.
I have cars that are not mine that I am helping to manage in Charlotte, North Carolina. So it's just a matter of you taking the leap and saying, I'm not going to let that money just sit there in that bank account. Okay, I don't have the time, but I got the car, or I got some money where I could go get a new house or an Airbnb or an apartment that I could Airbnb. And now I'm going to connect with, I like going to LA anyway. So let me connect with Steve and see if, look, I got 10,000 just sitting here in the bank anyway. Mm-hmm. What can we do to potentially get something going as it relates to Airbnb? Because you have to, like you said, you have to start thinking about how you're going to generate money differently. And look, of course, you're not going to be a billionaire overnight, but you need to get started in this entrepreneurial path so you can even recognize how things can grow and scale and how you can make money outside of just a job.
Yeah.
That is like so like it's just an old way of doing things.
Yeah. And to make things easier, if your job is, if you have a good job, use that money to start investing to get these things. You can get you know, depending on how good your job is. Now, if it's a job where you're paycheck to paycheck, then that's when your credit comes into play. Because now your credit, now it's like, okay, I don't have money coming in from my job, but I do have a 740 credit score. So I can go out and go get a 12 to 18 month zero interest credit card, and I can fund my Airbnb.
Yep.
Or find me a cash card for $7,500 or $10,000. You can swipe that on your card, depending on where you're at. Because I think some people saying they can't do it with the credit card. I didn't have that problem.
Well, it just depends on what dealership you're dealing with, I believe, as well. And there may be some states that have some sort of situations, but typically used car dealerships, which most of the time we're talking about getting used cars, right?
They're going to take a credit card.
They're going to be willing to take that down payment any way you can give it to them.
Yeah. So, you know, it's literally just getting creative with it in creating multiple streams of income, because that's what it's all about. You can't just have one source of income anymore. It's not safe. It's not safe.
It's not safe
because you're in a, if the economy does anything crazy, what happens?
Right.
And you don't have anything else that's bringing you money in. It's too scary. That's scary for me.
It's too
So it's
scary.
like entrepreneurship is scary, but it's like if I have multiple streams coming in, it's less scary than just having one.
Exactly. Yeah. There's some fear and some stuff you got to deal with being an entrepreneur, but I'd rather deal with that than to deal with not having additional income anyway.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to say to the corporate people, you're too valuable. You already add tremendous amount of value at that job. You already are a person that does your research. You already are a person that figures stuff out. So you're too valuable to just sit on the sidelines and make money only one way. Get involved and look, we can help. We can help you make, hey, we want everybody to start, but especially for those corporate people, we can help you make that corporate leap. Where look, you ain't got to leave your job, but there's some creative ways of how you can get money.
You're doing it.
You're doing it.
No, you're doing it.
I'm doing it. Yes. In real life, I do this.
Yeah, you're doing it. You're a prime example of what we're talking about.
Yeah, I do this in real life.
So, you know, it's not impossible. It boils down to what you want.
And is it hard at times? Yes, but it's not as hard as living only on one stream of income. If my job ends today, I've got several other things that I could go put my energy into, and I'm not out here completely lost.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So look, connect with us. We hope this thoughts, this thinking gets in you. And look, everybody's not going to take action, but if you're the type of person that says, I'm not average and I want to take action, get with us. Check the links below. Connect with us. Follow us. Text the number. Get in the community so you can make a change, not only for yourself, but for your future and your legacy.
And your family. Yes.
Wealthy Thoughts. We out.
Peace.
Peace. I'm thinking them wealthy thoughts, baby.